Hello everyone. This is going to be the start of a new series where it is a full beginner guide on how to play Kali in Rainbow Six Siege. This is going to be the Kali training manual, and in this episode I'm going to be going over her guns and how they work. In another episode I'll be going over how her gadget works. In another episode I'll be going over what attackers she synergizes the best with and what attackers she doesn't work well with, and then also her counters on defense and who she counters on defense. So I'll have it all in a playlist, which I'll link below and in the um, top right corner. So you'll be able to look at that at any time. If you're curious about one specific thing, you'll be able to go to that video, click the timestamp in the description, and it'll bring you right to the piece of information that you're wondering about. So in this video, I'll be going over her guns, how her sniper rifle works, what secondary is the best for her, as well as what secondary gadget is the best for her between claymores and breach charges, as well as some basic information on Kali as an operator and her properties as such. So if you enjoyed the video or you learned anything, please leave a like and let us get into the properties of Kali. She is designated as anti-gadget support. She is 2 speed and 2 health, meaning that she has 110 health exactly as an attacker, and she moves about average, so she has the same health as Thermite, Striker, Buck, Blackbeard, whatever. She, in her loadout, she can only equip one primary weapon, which would be the CSRX 300 sniper rifle. For her secondary weapon, she has 3 things: the SPSMG9, the C75 Auto, and the P226 Mark 25. And for her gadget over here, she has the choice between claymores and breach charges. Overall, pretty good loadout. This is a good gun. This is a good gun. Claymores are pretty good for what she does. So here in shooting range, I'll be showing off the basic properties and the unique stuff about the CSRX 300. So, first of all, it is a DMR with a 5x scope. So, you can see pretty well. It's kind of hard to see up close. Let me switch. Very hard to see up close, especially when moving. They're moving. Yeah, so watch out for that. And the 5x scope, as you can see from the zoom in prompt on the bottom of my screen, can be increased to a 12x. So, they're far away, and you don't think you can hit that shot, zoom in, easy kill. Not too much use outside of holding along sight lines, but sometimes it can be useful if you just want to if maybe think it's a head from here. Like, is that his head? Zoom in. That is. Did that hit him? Oh, it did. That's crazy. Anyway, as you can see from the bottom of my screen, I'll just pull this up. It has a 6-round mag, 5+1. So if you exhaust the entire magazine, it will only have 5, and it has 36 rounds total. The reload speed is 3.1 seconds, and the run speed modifier is 5%, which is good to know because it's actually the exact same as her SMGs. So running around with this, and running around with this, are the exact same speed, even though it would see, like, you would think that running around with the sniper doesn't actually make a difference, but, or it would make a difference, it'd make you slower, or, you know, make you normal speed, but it actually makes you a little bit faster, which means Kali's base speed is basically 5% more than a normal 2 speed. So anyway, a couple unique things about the CSRX in terms of the actual gunplay is it is bolt action, which is unlike any other gun in the game. So what that means is if you shoot and you don't hear that little shut up. and you don't hear that little click, you don't see the animation go, you switch back, you'll need to manually chamber the next round. It will be cancelled if you melee or if you switch weapons. I think it is also cancelled if you switch to the underbarrel attachment, the LV lance, or operator ability, or if you pull out claymores or breach charges as her. Other than that, just make sure that you chamber the next round. You can even see the bullet casing come out, but if the whole animation doesn't finish, you're not going to be able to shoot. Another unique thing about this gun is it has 0 attachments at all, and I believe it is the only gun in the game to have this distinction. The only other guns I can think of that have like really like no attachments is Deimos' Vendetta, but that has a laser on it, and Tachanka's LMG, but that you can put a sight on. But you can't put a sight on the CSRX. You can't put a laser. You can't put a grip or anything. So I'm pretty sure it's the only gun in the game to have this distinction. It's pretty interesting. Now on to the damage profile.
The longer you train, the sharper you get.
That's why you should watch this video. Thank you, Sam Fisher. Very cool. Anyway, so from an average range and even up to 30 meters away, a body shot with this weapon will deal 135 damage, which is enough to kill 1, 2, and 3 speeds, as well as 1 speeds wearing, or 1 armor wearing rook armor, 3 speeds wearing rook armor, I should say, and I think 2 speeds that wear rook armor will also get killed. Well, not killed, but downed. You know what I mean. But 3 armors that have rook armor on, so like Rook himself putting on his armor, will be enough to survive a body shot. And it's doing this from 30 miles away, or 30 meters away. If I start to back up a bit, that's where the damage fall off begins. So if I go as far away as I can, at 39 meters, it does start to fall off kind of dramatically. But, well, but you're never really gonna have to engage from a distance like that unless you're dealing with spawn peekers. But even then, you're usually gonna want to aim for the head, and even then, that's still 111 damage, which is enough to kill 1 and 2 armors, as long as they're not wearing any rook armor. So it's pretty nice to know. One bad thing about the CSRX is the limb damage. So you can see body shot does that, crotch shot does the same amount, shot to the shoulder does the same. But if you shoot the leg, it will only do 81 damage. Same with the arm. The arm. The arm. It's a little bit, because the bullet does penetrate, so sometimes the arm, it will only do 81 damage. And it's kind of easy to shoot the arm, especially when they're like this, only 81, and 81 damage, as you know, is not enough to kill anyone with 1 shot. So you're really going to want to aim for center mass, or just go for the head. Overall, extremely powerful rifle, of course. The firing speed, however, is extremely slow, so every shot counts, especially because of the lower mag size. So you're going to want to make sure that you're hitting your shots, hitting your body shots, hitting headshots. You do not want to mess with this thing. Now, let's move on to Cali's secondaries. So Kali is one of the few operators in the game to actually have 3 different secondary options. Unfortunately, they didn't give really good ones, but first up, and my favorite, is the SPSMG9. So as you can see here, it cannot equip a grip, but it can equip normal non-magnifying sights, no ACOG, laser, and a barrel. So I'm going to do it without a barrel for now, so I can show you how the recoil is. Let me show the stats of it. So ADS time 0.3 seconds compared to 0.45. Quite a lot quicker, and that's with laser and reflex. I wouldn't use the iron sights in this thing. It's really, really bad. Hip fire accuracy, much better. You can compare it to the CSRX. Yeah, obviously it's gonna be better. 20 round mag, 20 plus 1 around mag, 121 total, reload speed 2.77 seconds, and run speed modifier 5%. So again, it's the exact same as Kali's sniper rifle. So now looking at the recoil, this is with no compensator, no flash hider. And you can see, not too hard to control. I'm not that good at recoil control too, so not very hard to control, even without any attachments. Now switching to the flash hider. About the same on that one. And then switching to the compensator. About the same, but slightly more controlled. As you can see from the profile of the bullets that I shot, the main recoil that comes from this thing is going to be side to side. So I would recommend the compensator on this thing, since the extended barrel damage doesn't really offer much. You don't really ever need a suppressor because you're going to make a lot of noise as Kali. And the muzzle brake, I mean, it's the muzzle brake. Yeah, don't use that one. Yeah. So I would use the compensator for basically every scenario. Now moving on to the damage. So moving on to the damage of the SPSMG9. Just shoot his foot real quick. So as you can see, does 33 damage at base, 24 if you're hitting in the leg. Starts drop off around 20 meters, but you're not going to use it at that range. Has a high fire rate of 980 rounds per minute, but it's about the same, you know, it's kind of average for a machine pistol or SMG. So doing the math, at 5 to 10 meters, or 15 to 1, 2, 3, 4 is enough to kill any operator without rook armor. And that's to the torso, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very, very pretty quick kill if it's all body shots. Of course, you're going to want to aim for the head. Just like that. And for the leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kills any operator, as long as they aren't wearing rook armor. Switching to extended barrel. So this removes damage drop off and increases damage by 3. As you can see here, the damage has increased slightly. In my opinion, it's not really worth it because the only difference that this makes is 1, 2, 3, and that will kill 3 speeds, which is, I guess it's nice, and it will kill them from a distance too, but why do that when you can just do that? The recoil gets harder to control, especially because it sways so much. Still not that hard, so I mean, if you're used to it, you might as well, but you know. Oh, and to the leg, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it takes 1 less shot to kill 2 speeds or three speeds, and that's kind of all the extended barrel does for you. So in my opinion, just use the compensator. Very easy to control recoil. 4-shot kill, very fast kill. It's a pretty good weapon all around. Solid, reliable, machine pistol, SMG, whatever. Now let's move on to her other secondaries. Next up is the C75 Auto, and this one, at first glance, it might seem like a direct upgrade. Does more damage, slightly higher fire rate, better reload, not better reload, actually. Yeah. Better mag size, more rounds in general, but you look at the attachments and you really can't add any. You can only add a suppressor and a laser, which is very bad when you consider this is a horrible iron sight. Like, you're not going to be able to see anything with this, especially if you're up close and personal, which you would be if you're pulling out your secondary weapon as Callie. Now for the stats, it's basically kind of a upgrade all around. Laser and reflex, it has a very slightly faster ADS time, a little bit easier to control. Hip fire accuracy is a bit better, more rounds. Reload speed is slightly worse, but that doesn't really matter. Now showing you the recoil at 10 meters. Second try was a little bit better. Yeah, this could be, I'm not very used to this weapon. Never used it really, but that's quite a bit worse. And then you look at this, and then you look at this. It's a little bit worse. So, moving on to the damage, maybe you'd think that the damage makes up for the shortcomings that the lack of attachments and the recoil does, but unfortunately it does not, because it shares basically the exact same statistics as the SPSMG9 does with an extended barrel, but it does not have a scope, so it's harder to see, and has like worse recoil. So 1, 2, 3 kills 3 speeds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 kills 3 speeds, and then another bullet to the chest or to the leg will kill them. It has a slightly faster fire. Shut up, Sam. It has a slightly faster fire rate, but like it's not gonna make that much of a difference. Like, for 1 speeds, it's gonna be a little bit better, I guess, but you could just slap an extended barrel on the SPSMG9. You'll have a scope that you can use, and it's just, I don't think it's ever worth it to use the C75, unfortunately. But that's in my opinion. You know, if you like the C75, go ahead, use it. By all means, use whatever you're best with. But anyway, on to her last secondary weapon, which is going to be the P226 Mark 25, which is a handgun. So I'm gonna just put on muzzle brake so I don't need to deal with recoil, but the recoil it's a pistol, so it doesn't really have any. As you can see, let's just shoot there. So muzzle brake laser, 0.19 ADS time, very fast compared to these two. High hip fire accuracy, basically no difficulty controlling it. Pretty small mag size, but it is a pistol. Small max capacity, but again, it is a pistol. Reload speed, a lot quicker. And one important part, it grants you a 10% move speed buff. So, it's better when you're moving than the sniper rifle, which is nice. Of course, it's a pistol. It literally does not have recoil. the iron sights in this thing. Not too bad if you're used to it. Moving on to the damage profile, which this thing, you know, it's actually performs quite well in. So, as you can see there, and over here, it does 50 damage to the body and 37 to legs and arms. It does start to drop off a lot after 10, but you won't really be using a pistol from that range anyway. But it is nice to have the SMG just in case, since it is a little bit more reliable of a weapon. You can fire it faster than the sniper rifle can. So, you know, pros and cons. So, since it's a 50 damage weapon, 2 shots will kill any 3-speed operator. And 1, 2, 3 will kill any other. And to the legs, 1, 2, 3. That will kill 2 speeds and 3 speeds. 1, 2, 3, 4 will kill any other operator. So overall, it's definitely not a bad pick. You know, if you prefer pistols, you prefer how they work, you prefer the iron sights to them, you prefer having no recoil, then by all means use the pistol. I've considered it sometimes because it is a pretty good pistol overall. But overall, I would say that the SPSMG9 is the best for most scenarios. You definitely can get mileage out the C75 if you prefer that, and I think that the pistol is viable personally, but I wouldn't use it myself because I enjoy having a sight on my weapon. Can see easily. Recoil easy to control. Super duper easy. Slap a compensator on this thing, you're golden. Fast kill, don't need to worry about mashing the M1 button. So overall, for guns, I think that the optimal loadout for Cali, in my opinion, is obviously the CSRX 300 and the SPSMG9 with these attachments. Obviously sight, you can change that to whatever you want. If you're good with horizontal movement, bad with vertical movement, put on flash hider. If you're good with both of these, you can put on extended barrel. Not bad. Or even the suppressor if you really want to. But I think that this is the loadout that you should choose for basically every scenario for Cali. But experiment on your own, see what you like, see what works for you. By all means, go ahead. Here I'm on Oregon map testing. Map training, rather. So, let me show you a couple other factors of the CSRX. So, it has a very visible, like tracer round kind of thing, and it makes a very loud noise. So, when you shoot someone, as long as someone's paying attention, or if you shoot out a window, everyone in the map is going to be able to know. As long as they're paying attention and they know what it sounds like, they're all going to know. Alright, here I am as Doc. As you can see, he spawned. Jesus, that was close.
I would have lost my shit if that was a fucking headshot.
I would have stopped recording and quit YouTube.
Stay in this room.
Shoot over there real quick. Yeah, as you can see, fires tracer rounds, and it makes an extremely loud noise. I'm gonna go on the other side of the map. Okay, fire. See? You can hear it from literally across the map. So, it's pretty damn loud. Here, I'll go into the basement on the other side of the map too. Okay, fire. You can still hear it, and it's pretty distinct. That's no other gun. Maybe from that range, you know, combined with everything else, it'll be unrecognizable, but it's very, very loud. So, it's best to keep the rifle hidden for a while if you don't want to reveal that you're Cali. Of course, revealing that you're Cali early could make them like second guess peeks and such, if they're smart at the very least. So, you know, it's a decent strategy. And as you saw there, any normal barricade will be automatically breached fully. Every single one. will be completely destroyed. Again, this comes at the risk of letting them know that you are Callie. So do with that info as you wish. I can melee this. There we go. One more unique factor about the destructive capabilities of this. One bullet will also completely destroy hatches. Since it destroys hatches automatically with a single bullet, it's very good with places with rooftop hatches such as cafe, other maps. You get what I mean. But anyway, the last thing about this destructive capability. Instantly breaches walls. It doesn't make an actual walkable hole like a shotgun would, but it makes a very, very large sightline. So if the enemy team does not like to reinforce, then you can use this to your advantage. So say you're entering from here, they didn't reinforce this. You have this whole area to yourself. You can peek into here, into that hallway, into the freezer, into like if they're going from freezer, get them here, get them there. It allows Callie to make very long sightlines for herself if the enemy team doesn't know how to reinforce correctly. And while it doesn't actually make a wall that you can walk through, if you shoot out a portion of it, if you shoot out a portion of it and then use your explosive lance, it will knock that out, and you can walk through it, crouch through it. So that's like it's a decent tip, but I mean it's not gonna serve you much good. All right, so Callie, stop it. Callie's rifle, good at long range, but once you start closing, how good at probably like the 10-meter mark, but once you start to get closer than that, then you have some problems. Move around, just like run around, go crazy. It's getting pretty hard to it gets hard to track them at. Okay, if they move better than this Cougar right here, but especially if you're like in a super close range scenario, it's hard to track someone if they're moving.
See them.
What? Why does Osa have like the Mike Tyson tattoo?
Because she's Mike Tyson's cousin.
Is her name Osa Tyson? Tyson?
Maybe.
So true. But anyway, yeah, it gets pretty hard to track once you're in a close range. This is why you pull out the
Yeah.
So another very nice thing about Callie and her sniper is she kind of counters Clash. So I'm gonna shoot on this side to make sure I don't kill him. Actually, I'll shoot her legs. So if the Clash stands still, you actually have enough time to shoot and then body shot, which would kill her. Which is extremely nice. But if the Clash she knocks her shield away quite a bit. It's basically like a melee hit. So it's quite nice. You can work with a teammate to get her down. But if the Clash is smart, so this time try and avoid the bullet. Then it's a little bit harder. But yeah, Callie is a pretty hard counter to Clash. So like try and engage me. My brother in Christ. Yeah, it's still hard if a Clash actually knows what she's doing, but it makes
Yeah.
fighting her a lot easier.
Maggot Clash.
Maggot Clash indeed. So as you can see in her loadout, she had, or her gadget, her secondary gadget is claymores and breach charges. Now, I personally think that the breach charges are kind of useless since she can already destroy she can already destroy regular hatches. She can destroy hatches, she can make vert pretty like large holes of vert. She can destroy barricades. She can kind of do anything with just her sniper. These two spots are common walkout spots. So if you were just to hold this, and none of your teammates brought claymores, Caveira hops out, melees you, teabags you, interrogates you, and you uninstall the game. But, especially with the new claymore buff that came out in Year 9 Season 2, or Year 9 Season 3, putting claymores here, and then watching here. A lamp is an enemy. I think I missed. That blue box over there is an enemy. I missed. I am qualified to show you this guide. But anyway, the claymores I find are just a lot more useful in general because you can watch your flank. You don't have to, especially since Callie is pretty weak up close. If she's holding an angle, like if she's trying to watch if anyone comes around here. If you even if you hear someone walk out over here, jump out, like it's a long. All they have to do is aim and shoot. You have to switch weapons, turn around, and shoot. Because it's kind of hard when you have a 5x scope. Turn all the way around, and then shoot them while they're moving around. Because that's a very close range. It's quite jarring to aim. So claymores just let you have a little bit of peace. And the breach charges, I've just never, like, from all my hours on Cali, I've never had a situation where I said, man, I wish I had breach charges right now. It just hasn't happened because you can do this. If there is a window, do that. I guess it allows you to conceal the fact that you are Cali. Like, I guess, but I don't know. I've never seen a really good use point for it. Oh, it goes this... No, it does go that way. I just hit a stub. And you can make very large vert holes with just a rifle. I guess you'd want to conserve ammo, but I've never run out of ammo as Callie. So, I don't think that's much of a problem here. So, yeah, for your secondary gadget, I would absolutely choose the claymores. And that's going to be it for today's video. If you learned anything new about Cali or guns, or you learned something about how bad the C75 is, or if the P226 is now going to be your go-to for Cali secondary, leave a like, comment down below. Let me know if I missed anything interesting about Cali Sniper or one of her secondaries. I'd be interested to know because I want to learn more about this character and see like exactly how to play her and what makes her unique as an operator other than the multitude of things that already does. So if you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, drive up the algorithm, and I will see you next time where we will talk about Callie's gadget, the LV explosive lens. So long.